So that's finally got that in place. Got these boards back in place apart from this central one. I was going to get the wires attached first, and I've noticed or discovered another flaw in my perfect plan. I was hoping to be able to solder these wires and put them through the 3 holes there, but these wires are slightly too thick, so I'm just going to have to make do with tinning them and then very carefully just soldering them to the top of here. If I was to do this again, I would certainly make these through holes a bit larger and a bit more spaced out. But it's all a learning experience. And I've got so many of these, I don't think I will be making another PCB just to modify it for that. So it will just have to do the way it is. One dodgy looking joint. I'll just strip the other end and we'll see if I've shorted this out. And so it seems we're not shorted out. Now, the quick test now is to shove this onto my power supply, which you may be able to hear running in the background, and we shall see if this lights up. Whee! It works. So now we just got to very gently get this back into position without hopefully causing any other issues or shorts or anything of that nature. So unfortunately this piece is being twisted out a bit because I basically need to redesign it to be able to give a bit more clearance. So that will be on the to-do list. But now we can join up in between these boards. So as you can see here, I'm just making up some little copper links, tin copper links, using this reel of tin copper wire. And with a bit of experimentation, I found that by bending them over my pliers here, I can actually find a repeatable sort of pattern. So first stage is just to bend over the first leg, then I put it in to nearly to the end of the serrated section, and then bend that over. Okay, and then just snip it off. And so we've got no wastage at all, because these are all just fitting in nicely. And so once that's in place, I'm then able to come back and just solder them in. Yay! Both sets light up. So it's just a case of more of that until all are done. Of course, what we've got in here are links that go through here, and there is a space through here, as you can see. So I'll bring you back when I've got all of it done. So that's got the links put in. Let me just show you. I've linked over from this board onto this board, and also over onto this upper board. I come down, I've linked through the boards from here to here and from here to here. And then just to help spread the current more easily, so it's not all going through just this central board, I've also joined up at this end. It's not strictly necessary, but it just means that there shouldn't be any localized dimmer boards, as the current has got multiple paths in order to get through. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this end piece and glue this end piece into here, and then we can put the covers onto this. So again, I'm using my super glue just to be able to fix these in place. Hopefully this one will go in a little bit easier than the other end, because I've got nothing obstructing this. So it's just wanting to spring out of there, so I'm just going to find something to put underneath this and then weight it down with something. So finally, this is set up. I'm going to have to get some new super glue, but that's set up nice and solid. So now, even though this is not quite right, this has been glued in because I followed some idiot's advice to super glue it instead of maybe using hot melt glue, which I could have heated and then released. I have redesigned this to make it larger, so we don't have this problem with the cable basically pushing this and twisting it outwards. But what we can do is now put the covers on this and show you what it looks like with those on, and then we'll try it out with those on. Give me a minute. Here we go. We've got 6 covers. These have been designed so that they can snap in to the side rails. So you're also slightly proud of the side pieces, but we have a little support ledge just here. You may not be able to make it out. They don't diffuse it completely. You're still able to make out the individual dots of light. When I get all of these on, I will power it up using a very low current, and you'll be able to see the individual dots of light from each of the LED chips. As you can see, we've got a little bit of a gap at this side, but it is what it is. So I've just kind of jerry-rigged this up. I've turned off my video light, although the workshop lights are still on. But I've kept the exposure the same, hence this is looking a little bit dim. As you can see, we've got our power supply. I've got it set up for a maximum voltage of 12. Let's just bump that up, so maximum voltage of say 13. And at the moment it'll be in constant current mode. I've got it set at 10 milliamps. So let's just turn it on. And so you can see the diffusion is not perfect. But even at 8 milliamps, this is already putting out quite a bit of light. So we ramp this up. So basically that's getting to the point where that's going to be swamping out the picture and maybe being a bit painful to look at. So here we go. Basically just under 50 milliamps, and we've got this lit up. So what I'll do, I'll set up a little test to show you the difference between that initial video light that I first showed you at the beginning of the video and my old video lights, and then with running this. So here we are set up. I'll put a picture somewhere up on the screen of this setup. Excuse the extremely messy workshop. But what we're going to do here, this is just under my workshop lights at the moment. I've taped this in place. It's directly underneath the Relink, I think, Relink, NEEWER, some Chinese video light that I've been using up till now. It's roughly 1 meter above this. I'm going to use the same mount and get it the same distance within, I don't know, fractions of a foot at least, for this test when we swap out to my new modular video light that I've just made. So the test, first of all, is going to be, I'm just going to turn on the video light, and then I'm going to turn off my shed lights. So now we're getting a reading of exactly what this is. So 530 lux. Seems to be falling a little bit. But we'll say 530. I'll turn on my lights and just change over to the other video, and again, just give me a minute please. Alright, so here we go. Oh, let's just turn this back on. So we've got that in place. Let's turn our power supply on, and well, what I'll do is I'll ramp this up. I'll leave it at 250 and turn it on, and then turn off the workshop lights. Oh, wrong button. So at 1 amp we're quite a bit above the other one. Let's crank it up. That's the maximum my power supply will do, 3 amps. This panel though can take, should be able to take 6 amps at its brightest. But that's pretty bright. I think this is going to do very nicely. So I think this is going to conclude this particular episode of this Design With Me series. There may be a bit of a delay before the next episode comes out. Things I'm wanting to do, I'm wanting to make a smaller version of this big modular light. I also want to make a battery adapter to fit my Makita batteries and have it be able to be run off the battery. So that's another adapter I've got to design up and make as part of this modular system. And also I have a few other ideas that I want to just try out, and if they work out I'll make a video about them. If they don't, well, I probably won't. But thank you so much for watching. I hope this has at least been entertaining, and we'll hopefully see you on the next one.